Bungie just dropped a trailer for Marathon, and people are already calling it Concord 2.0. Yeah, that Concord. The one Sony euthanized faster than it takes to refund the game. And now, a former dev is crying on Reddit, begging us to let Bungie cook. Spoiler alert, it's still raw. Let's talk about why this might be the next live service corpse. So Bungie's Marathon finally has a release date, September 23rd. It's an extraction shooter drenched in neon with a Destiny-like polish. And, surprise, surprise, people immediately started comparing it to Concord. You remember Concord, right? That woke corporate TikTok core disaster Sony tried to push as the next big thing before quietly dragging it behind the barn and putting it down 2 weeks after launch. Well, one of Concord's former devs has crawled onto Reddit to cry about it. His post reads like a diary entry from someone who just watched their NFT collection collapse. Here are some beautiful quotes from this ex-dev, now working at Warframe Studio Digital Extremes. Please let Bungie cook. Don't call Marathon a failure before it launches. It takes courage to try something unproven. Nah, it takes a boardroom full of desperation to shove out another live service shooter in 2025. That ain't courage. It's corporate survival instinct. Let's talk about Concord for a second. It didn't fail because gamers are mean. It failed because it was absolute visual vomit. It looked like a rejected Netflix cartoon. Every character felt like it was built by a diversity algorithm instead of being fun. It was so busy trying to check every political box. They forgot to make a game anyone wanted to play. You don't need to be a psychic to know Marathon's getting compared to Concord. It's got the same signs. It's live service, it's multiplayer focused. It has a unique art style that's just pastel Destiny. And it's being shoved out by a publisher desperately chasing engagement metrics instead of quality. But unlike Concord, Marathon is being made by Bungie. So you'd think there's hope. Except Bungie hasn't innovated since Destiny 1, and Destiny 2 has been a never-ending experiment in how to overpromise and underdeliver. You want us to let them cook? They've been cooking the same damn stew since 2014 at this point. The pot's empty and the kitchen's on fire. And what's Bungie doing now? Taking the Marathon IP, something that used to mean something to classic shooter fans, and turning it into a trendy extraction shooter. 'Cause that's what all the cool kids are doing, right? Slap extraction on anything and pray it trends. Spoiler alert, it won't. The market's already oversaturated. Tarkov exists. DMZ exists. And now Bungie wants to come late to the party with a game that looks like Destiny but somehow has less personality. Let's go back to that Reddit post. The guy literally said it was gut-wrenching to see Concord fail. Bro, you made Concord. That thing was dead the second the trailer dropped. You showed us characters that looked like Fortnite rejects with less charm and style than the creatures at a feminist protest. The only gut-wrenching part was realizing Sony greenlit that trash in the first place. So no, people aren't being too harsh by calling Marathon another Concord. They're just being realistic. The moment you slap live service on anything in 2025, it better be flawless, innovative, and respectful of the player's time. Otherwise, you're toast. We've seen too many games like this. Anthem, Babylon's Fall, X-Defiant stuck in beta limbo. Concord got flashbanged off the market. Now here comes Marathon like, trust us guys, this one's different. Sure, I'm not calling Marathon a failure just to be edgy. I'm calling it a failure because we've seen this play out over and over again. The trailer already reeks of style over substance. And Bungie hasn't exactly built up trust lately, unless you count recycling Destiny content as innovation. So when this dev says give it a chance, what he really means is, please don't roast it before the marketing budget kicks in. Look, if Marathon ends up being good, cool, genuinely, but until then, the comparison to Concord is not only fair, it's inevitable. When you follow the same formula, you get the same result. And right now, the recipe smells like flop, so no. We're not letting Bungie cook. We've tasted their food, and it gave us monetization poisoning. Thanks for watching. Like the video and subscribe to Rage Quit Report. And drop a comment if you're sick of live service garbage getting shoved in your face every 6 months. Peace.